Hello, everyone. My partner Yuzhou Huang, Yafei No, and I today will make a presentation to introduce a system to search for flight tickets, which names airline travel company. This topic consists of 4 parts. They are background information, entities and attributes, and ERD. The third part is SQL design. The next one is to introduce interface and demo access briefly. I will be in charge of the first 2 parts. Okay, firstly, let us to see the background information together. From the global map, we can see that because of this pandemic, almost all regions make limitations or restrictions for travel. The blue color and the dark blue areas are totally restrictive or partially restrictive. Of course, what this affects most firstly is the airline company and the flights. Here are some recent news for flight restrictions from government in China, India, England, and so on. Let's just say all governments try to decrease flights to prevent COVID-19 from spreading further. Therefore, the price of flights suddenly goes up. People have to spend a lot of money to buy an international flight tickets, or they even cannot board successfully because of flight cancellation. So next. Our group are trying to build a relational database management system to help users, passengers to find more accurate flight information on price, available flights, flight history, and so on. All right, let's move to the second part, entities and attributes and ERD. We've set up 8 entities. There are and there are flight history, departure airport, arrival airport, airline company, flight seat classes, flight seats, transaction, and member customer. Besides, based on the conceptual module design, we create some tables for entities and attributes. We can see that next. From this tables, we can see that we set order status under transaction to set up 2 choice, purchased and shopping cart, and the next. Similarly, we set delayed online canceled for the service status. For each entities, we create a field type, loable or not, foreign key constraints, and some descriptions. Those tables provide us a foundation to operate in SQL successfully. And okay, the third and fourth parts, my partner will explain this database with more details.
Hello, I'm going to walk you through the SQL designs. So first, we have create several tables and insert data. Let's take a look of our SQL Management Studio. So for this part, let's take an example. For the arrival airport, we used the arrival airport ID as the primary key. As for the departure airport, we use the departure airport ID as the primary key. It also contains the airport ID, name, city, and the countries. So this part shows you for each table, we have inserted more than 10 rows of data. Let's jump back to the slides. Here is a list of questions we want to know from our customers. The first one tells us how many customers purchased a ticket. And moving on. The second question answers which airline is favored by most of the customers. So the result shows the United Airline is the most popular one. The third question tells how many times customers visit a particular airline companies. So for this table, it shows China Airlines has 4 visits, and the United Airlines also has 4 visits. For these questions, the customers can know when to depart and arrive. So basically, this is a agenda for their flight. And this is the confirmation page after the customers purchase a ticket. For these questions, we can allow users to see different seat options for each flight to suit for their preference. Now I will hand it over to my partner.
Hello guys, I will talk about the Access Live application. So in our first page, the users have to use their username and a password to log in our system. So also they can sign up. After they sign up, we're limited to 2 users. One is employee of the company and one is administrators. So now I will jump into our live access. So here you guys can see all the forms and the tables, queries we created. So after users log in, employees can only access the forms. They can update new data, modify existing data in forms, but are not allowed to review queries and reports. Administrators can access, update, and modify all forms and queries if they want to. For example, in the flight transaction form, users can add a new flight by clicking the add button, and also after they finish the input, they can click the save. The data will be saved. The user can also click the flight customer and flight C forms button on the right side. So I walk you guys here. So they can click the form button, then they will go to the the flight forms. So they can review each data. The reason we create the function because we wanted the users to connect to multiple forms, so to confirm the information they put in. So this will reduce errors, or we can see that it will completely reduce the errors. So also for the administrators, so they can access the queries. So for example, they can click the airline sale queries. So in the airline queries, they can click the view, then go to SQL view, they can see the queries, and if they have to modify, they can modify it. If that's fine, they can put it, they can just run it, then see the results. because and also the tables, the reports are created by queries. So administrators can also click create, then click the report. So then they will have a report. So because when the date is different or there are some new data, the report results gonna be different because it depends on how many new data add in. So I'm also gonna walk you guys on a quick example. So for example, we click the flight forms. So we want to add a new data here. So we can put maybe some data here, then airline ID, then click some input data, then we by save. So now I will show you guys. So I creating flight. So now I go to my SQL. I jump to the query. Just give me a sec. Okay, I can here select, so you guys can see the new data. So because I just put the something random, so you can see in the column 5 there is a like the lowercase UA434. So that's, you can see I go back exactly the same. So because the both system are linked, so anyone updated the data, so they can update in both systems. So that's all we did for our project. Thank you.